Hey everybody, it's Overkill here with another multiplayer battle. So today, I am bringing you one of my own replays in Total War Attila with the Kings of Winter submod. You can see in the distance in the fog the ships of the... I don't know if we're the rebels or if they're the rebels, but there's some Northmen coming ashore with their ships. So, this is a glorious 2v2 battle with myself playing as the Kingdom of the North, with Warrior of Sparta on my team playing as the Kingdom of the North. On the other side, we have Jackie Fish playing as the Kingdom of the North, with Pixelated Apollo playing as the Kingdom of the North. Huh? You see what I did there? Everybody's playing the same faction, because of course this mod only replaces one faction with the Kingdom of the North. But of course they're using all naval units, because, well, in the coastal assault that's all you can really use. But that does not mean that they are weak. These House Manderley Marines, they are quite the fighting force, and you can see them there. Just let me put this in slow-mo real quick. Like, look at them. Their tridents in hand. Quite impressive. You can see the massive fleet of Jackie Fish and Pixelated Apollo, of course. This is an epic battle, so we'll be getting into it as soon as possible. But here you can see we decided to go for a bit of a scenario. As Warrior would say, Pixelated Apollo was being Steven Spielberg in his attempts to kind of not choreograph but plan out how this was going to work. So we split off maybe a third of our force down to actually hold the beach, and then up here we have the rest of our army. You can see I went for quite a few cavalry. We have a North Lord General, 2 units of Hedge Knights, a unit of Mounted Bannermen, Sword Bannermen, House Mormont Swords, and these hero units are absolutely amazing. You can see them there. We have House Stark's Great Swords, and we have House Glover's Warhammers, and look at them. They are epic. And then we also have a unit of Crannogmen, 2 units of Bowmen at Arms, and Onager, or Catapult, whatever. And then down here, our beach force, we have 3 units of Crannogmen and 2 units of Wildling Axe Throwers. So I kind of sent like my my levies down here. Basically, you can see these units are definitely not very strong looking. These are kind of like, these are basically Picts, or not Picts, but Celts from the. Does that guy have a crocodile? Some of these people are wearing crocodile skins. That's very interesting. And then we also have Wildlings here, of course. They're just there to soak up some damage. So yeah, our armies are deployed. We are just waiting now for the ships of the opposition to begin their landing. And you can see there's just so many ships, so many Marines. That's what most of the armies are composing of. It's actually one of the one of the only units that they really have. They also have some sailors here. These are House Manderley crossbows. You can see them. They look pretty cool on their ship. So yeah, it's basically House Manderley versus the more loyal northern houses. Yep, basically. Now, I'm not I haven't read the book, so I'm not actually sure, or like really read any stories past where the show is, so I'm not quite sure who House Manderley is. Jackie made a remark about them probably going to be awesome in Season 6, so I guess we see them this upcoming season. That should be interesting. But yeah, here you can see the fleets are coming on to shore. I also didn't really go through Warrior's army. He has pretty much the same thing, only he has a Winter Guard general, some more elite units. He has some Warrior Sons. You can see them, they look pretty cool. House Glover's Warhammers, Sword Bannermen, all that same stuff. But he also has some Wildfire Throwers. So there's them. They don't really look too special, though. But yeah, their ships are landing. So I can remember from the battle, this is Pixelated Apollo, and Jackie Fish is landing on this side. So I'm up against Pixelated Apollo, and Warrior is taking on the Fish himself. So yeah, you can see Pixelated Apollo is landing his Marines. So they're going to be the first unit on shore, and here they come. There we go. So they are coming up. Many of the ships are starting to land now. And you can see this is where I started moving some of my men, some of my Kranag men coming over here to face off against this unit landing over here with a bunch of crossbowmen supporting him as well. So you can see this is where I started moving my men. These units were hidden until now, which was quite nice, so Apollo didn't see these units until they were right in front of him. And we can see now that we are going to be just standing right in front of them. And you can see in a second why I brought the axe throwers. Here we go. Boom! Taking down a bunch of these very elite infantry here. Look at that. Of course, in combat, they're not going to do very well. We're going to get a volley here. Look at that. Oh, it took out one unlucky Marine. But past that, nothing really happened. You can see I'm charging two of my Kranag men in here. So here they go. The Marines are ready to take the charge, though. Boom. Of course, the Kranag men don't stand a chance against these Marines. That's not their job. Their job is to distract them. You can see Jackie has some artillery ships firing in. Not good for Warrior. As you can see, Warrior went for a more elite unit down on the beach. He has House Umber's axes here. So, of course, they are going to be a lot better at carving through these Marines than my men. He also has some sword bannermen. But you can see that he didn't deploy as many units as I did. So they are starting to die. Warrior is sending down a unit of Hedge Knights, though. So we'll definitely take a closer look at this unit as it charges down, because these things are devastating. So here they come. Even charging the Marines, they should be able to do plenty of damage. So yeah, you can see he's completely Jackie is completely surrounded. Warrior's men, but it's not going to matter in a second. Oh, the charge kind of broke, but oh, yeah, it didn't. They didn't get the charge that they needed. It's like they stopped like right here and then just kept going, but it didn't count as a proper charge. You can see over here the fight is going decently. These men are dying, of course, but they at least did kill a few of the Marines. They took a few of the Marines with them. But yeah, too little, too late. Over here, however, oh, never mind. They didn't really kill anybody either. But they're not dying super fast, so that's good at least. But yeah, you can see my beach defenders are starting to die. My catapult is just trying to shoot at them, frantically trying to get in position to shoot at them. Jeez, look at that projectile. That's crazy. Alright, so they are... Excuse me, they are in position now. Oh, there we go. There's one shot. Oh, but it was a miss. Now my archers are getting charged in the back, these bowmen at arms. But we're just gonna keep this. We're just gonna keep watching this thing fire. We're gonna wait to see if we can get an epic shot off. And there we go, another shot. It's gonna be loose. There we go. Let's see if this one's any luckier. Boom! Look at that! Turning those men into just puddles on the ground. Good lord, absolutely brutal. And you can see this is where I started taking control of it, so it started firing a lot faster. And this one was just a complete miss. Yep. But yeah, you can see the beach defenders on both mine and Warrior's side have died. House Umber's axes, while taking down quite a few Marines themselves, they are not doing too hot. And these Warrior Sons are all but destroyed, essentially. So I was just trying to see if I could get one more epic shot off. But I decided enough was enough. We have to get out of there because Pixie's men are pushing against us. You can see all the units have broken except for these Kranag men and those ones over there. So I decided to get them back there. But I started moving down some mounted bannermen just in case I needed to ward off any units from attacking the catapult. But it turns out that I didn't really need to. You can see Apollo getting some pretty big friendly fire there, killing a few of his own men, but of course killing some of mine as well. And these Kranag men over here held on for a very long time. They didn't really kill that much, but they certainly held on, which was quite good for me. It's good enough for me. But yeah, the true battle is about to start. Me and Warrior at the same time started moving down our main host to the slope, to the mid point of this hill. to take on the enemy. And I seen that Apollo's men were distracted, so I started firing again with this catapult. It was quite interesting that the units in this only have one catapult, but of course they are quite powerful as they are a large onager. But yeah, you can see I start shooting again. And hopefully we can get an epic hit. That slow-moving projectile. Boom! And there you go. A big chunk of that unit just turned into mush and sent flying everywhere. You can see a lot of them didn't actually die, though. Oh, actually, no, never mind. They were just twitching a little bit. They did die. So yeah, a big chunk of that unit was destroyed, which is quite good. So I thought that was good enough. I'm going to turn him around. And yeah, that was that. So you can see some of the units are a little bit broken. For the naval forces, these harbor masters, look how spread out they are. It's quite interesting. Oh, we're about to get a onager shot. Boom! Hit his own men. Nice. That actually killed quite a few of them as well, which is great. And yes, the real battle is about to begin. Jackie and Apollo have landed most of their force. Nearly all of it. You can see Jackie's army is much more organized, not so spread out, whereas Apollo's is spread out across the beach. Although in this current situation it doesn't really matter. If it was later in the battle, if I had my men up on the beach, we could easily pick apart some of these units before the others could get there. But with Jackie's army, that is not the case. You'd have to break through ranks of these Marines. And just seeing them on land now, they certainly do look quite a bit more ferocious. Very cool stuff indeed. This is a really nice mod. Hopefully they are able to add more factions. You can see we took out a few more of the Marines there. And I just start rapid firing the catapult. And I actually ran out of ammo for it. So we get this one last shot off. Does it hit? Boom! Yes, it does. Look at that, sending men flying everywhere. And of course, splattering some others. So, excellent. I just decided to charge them in because they're not doing anything anymore. So let's watch the charge of the brave catapult crew. They've drawn their axes. They're going to charge into the harbor master. Will they do well? Let's see. They're accelerating for the charge. And then they just run through the entire unit. No. So yeah, I would imagine that these guys are going to get pretty wrecked because they're definitely not a melee unit. Oh, they're starting to close in. Oh God. Oh, I haven't seen that animation before. Did he just cut off his head and then knock him down? That was quite interesting. I haven't seen that one before. But yeah. So this is where I actually started moving some of my mounted bannermen, and I actually go in for a charge on these guys. I think I commit to it. My men have started accelerating. Oh, axe throwers! We missed them completely though. And boom, you can see there that actually flattened quite a few of them. Didn't really kill many, but we knocked a lot of them down. So we're gonna pull out of that fight. We do lose a bunch of them though. The pull-out mechanics for cavalry in Attila is really killer. It's not that great. So you can see the formation in quotations. My men are just chilling here in a blob. There are two generals just hanging out. And yeah, I decide, yeah, that's probably not the best idea, charging Marines right head on. It's probably not a great idea. So I decided to move them back. You can see Warrior has actually opted for a hero unit. Hero, I call it, but they're just special units. House Reed's longbows, so that's quite interesting. I didn't even know that was a unit, honestly. I just went for the bow man-at-arms because they were cheap. But interesting. Not quite sure how well they did. Let's see how many elite units he actually has. He has House Karstark spears. So we'll just take a look at all these units. Might as well. Looking quite nice. He has quite a few of those. Glover's Warhammers, we've seen them. Sword Bannermen, Reed's Longbows, Glover's Warhammers, Warrior Sons. Alright, so he didn't go for that many elite units. So, never mind. Pardon me. But you can see Jackie and Apollo are forming up their armies for a charge. They have nearly everybody grouped together now. Will it be enough to break through the defenses of our brave, hopefully loyal troops? I still don't know what side we're on, but I guess we'll see. These House Mormont swords, they look really cool with the bear on them. Really nice. All of these units look really nice. Of course, they are just like pretty much reskins of the Nordic units from Age of Charlemagne. I mean, like, yeah, these are just the like Huskarls and stuff and all that. But oh well, they still look really cool. especially seeing their shields. So you can see that Jackie's in a skirmish fight with a Warrior, and it doesn't really seem like House Manderly's sailors are really taking that much damage. And of course, since they are crossbow troops, they will be dishing out quite a bit of damage to armored and unarmored infantry alike, which is quite dangerous. You can see Apollo is attempting to do the same, or at least I believe these are Apollo sailors. They might not. They might be Jackies as well. I'm not quite sure. Of course, in Attila, you can't see the players' names when you mouse over their units, which can be a bit of a pain, but it is understandable. Very nice water texture breaking here. That's nice. Yeah, you can see I'm going in for a bit of a flank charge here with the mounted bannermen. I'm going to go through this gap here to try to take out some of these crossbows. And it does work quite well. You can see I'm trying to avoid the sailors as much as possible, or the marines rather. And Apollo does catch on to what I'm doing and starts moving them, but it's too little too late. And I actually managed to get up to them. Here we go. We're on a collision course. Alright, so I don't actually manage to catch them, I don't believe. Yeah, it did make them run back though, which is good. And here you can see some hedge knights coming down. Do I actually commit to a charge with the hedge knights? No, I pull them back. That is quite right. But it is about time, or about now, that I actually charge in my infantry. And here they go. That's the first unit ordered, House Glover's Warhammers. Let's see how this charge goes. Look how cool these guys are. Look how heavily armored they are. So of course all the men are moving now. My entire line is charging. Here they go, charging downhill. Boom. Look at that. And of course the great swords are charging as well. Instantly taking down quite a few of the marines. Look at that. That unit just melting under the great swords. You can see now I'm flanking with Krannogmen. These two marine units are definitely going down. Look at the carnage that is happening here now. Absolutely gorgeous. It's too much for these forces to handle. Over here, the same thing. The great swords covering themselves in the blood of House Manderly. You can see this unit has actually broken, which is absolutely great. Now the hedge knights charging in. Boom, look at that. This unit just disappears under the charge of those hedge knights. Absolutely devastating. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we managed to charge these guys as well with the hedge knights. Look at that. Look what they did. They absolutely destroyed this unit. Look at all the men that the hedge knights just killed. Very, very nice. So hopefully we can catch the charge of another hedge knight unit. If we take a look at the men, you can see that Pixelated Apollo and Jackie Fish started off with quite a few more men than us, but we're almost averaging it out now, which is good. So I get another charge with my mounted bannermen here. You can see it takes down a few more of the marines, which is good. And now I'm just trying to get my hedge knights around, trying to get them around these really spread out units, because they will bog down my men. I did a little charge here with my North Lords, just to try to help out against these marines. Try to help House Mormont's swords, and you can see they're doing really well. They're chopping down these marines quite nicely. And now here you go. I noticed that these units were starting to get a little bunched up from fighting my men, so I charge in, and you can see the hedge knights kill these guys pretty easily. Many of them dying almost instantly. You can see the fight against Warrior of Sparta is going pretty equally. Oh, we got a charge here with my general into these crossbows. Boom! Look at that! How many kills? Look at that. Watching like 40 men just instantly get destroyed. Wow. Absolutely devastating cavalry charges. As expected in Attila, of course. You can see Warriors' cavalry is starting to move around. So they're getting ready to do some rear charges. Of course, they are just mounted battermen, so they're not going to be as crippling as these hedge knights. But speaking of the hedge knights, I have mine coming in, so we're getting ready for some rear charges here. So I was going to charge in here to 3 up this unit, but I noticed that these units were really damaged, so I decided to charge in here. I can't really make up my mind, there's so many targets, so I decided to just charge 4 units at once. So we hit this unit, killing a bunch. We hit this unit, and then we mainly hit this unit. We can see the absolute devastation. Look at this man flying! Oh my god. If he didn't get killed by the impact of the horses, he certainly was killed by the fall that he just suffered. My good lord. That was quite entertaining. You can see how many men have died now. They went from having a few hundred men advantage from the last time we checked to being down by 500. These cavalry just getting absolutely hundreds of kills on the enemy infantry. Absolutely devastating. So you can see that many of Warrior's units aren't even in combat. These House Karstark spears haven't been touched yet. Of course, these archers, all in good shape, still have lots of ammo. And my men are starting to wrap up Apollo's men. He has a harbor master here. He has his general here, the Northman flagship, which is another kind of broken, spread out unit. But I get my hedge knights to just charge in anyway, see if they can do some damage. And you can see anybody that they crash into, they kill. So that's pretty good. And now we have the hedge knight, another unit of hedge knights over here. They're coming in, hopefully lining up for a rear charge. We have this unit coming after us. And we actually managed to get this unit to break, or my unit to break, which is quite sad. Oh, here we have a quick charge with the hedge knights. I just want to see the more men getting flattened. There you go. So I almost got my hedge knights charged there, and I do end up running into this flagship, so that is not good. They're kind of sandwiched. That is not a good situation to be in for those hedge knights. You know, like that. So I try to pull them out, but of course they are going to take some damage as they run away. Instantly dying in the case of any of the Marines hitting them. But most of them do make it out, which is great. And yeah, you can see Jackie's definitely pushing on one part of Warrior's army, but these special units are just holding on. Like, these House Glover Warhammers have been fighting this entire time. Warrior Sun's doing very well as well. And you can see here was the moment that most of Apollo's infantry were broken. I think some of these units might still be his, but it's definitely not a good situation for him anymore. He has basically run out of most of his men. This general, Northman flagship, that unit is wavering now. You can see that they've been all compressed because they've been dragged into the fight. So my hedge knights come in right at the last second to try to get a charge. And right as they get in there, the unit breaks. Very good indeed. And you can see that he died. Apollo's general has been killed. And now my Krannogman is there. My general did actually die, but we're at the point now where it doesn't really matter that much anymore. The armies of Jackie and Apollo are looking quite rough. My men are brave enough to continue on the fight without their lord, the lord of their house, whatever we're playing as, I guess. So they carry on in his name to crush these rebels, or loyalists, depending. Again, I'm not quite sure what we are, but yeah. So another charge from the hedge knights. Look at that, boom, just flattening whoever they hit. It's absolutely amazing. You can see that is shaking most of these units. These guys are shaken. This unit is eager, but everybody else is getting pretty scared. Warrior starts flanking around with his Karstark spears. Definitely gonna go good there for him. And I actually lost this cavalry unit against these House Manderley Marines, which is quite interesting. But you can see I have a House Glover's Warhammer unit. These guys lost 9 men, and I bet they have hundreds of kills. Absolutely ridiculous unit. And the greatswords as well. 97 men, probably hundreds of kills. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. But hopefully we're going to get another charge on these Marines. That would be awesome. But who knows? We might not. The attack order has been given, but these guys are very tired, so they're not going to get there anytime soon. It's going to take them a nice long while. The greatswords charging in, just going to finish off these last few Marines. And now the Warhammers are charging. And Apollo or Jackie counter charges, very awkwardly, however. And boom, the lines clash. And the units are kind of just running past each other. Oh, they had an attack order on these cavalry. I understand. But yeah, you can see the Warhammers just destroying those Marines once again. Absolutely brutal. Yep. All right, so we've performed a complete envelopment of the armies now, other than this unit here, but everybody else is now surrounded essentially, which is really good. You can see Jackie's general is about to go down. His unit's getting absolutely destroyed. And they are wavering. There we go. That unit shatters. We're now wavering this unit, and Warrior's General goes down as well. But you can see now that the battle is essentially over. There's just this one random unit of Harbor Master here. And yeah, basically everybody lost their general. I don't think Jackie ends up losing his, though. He's down to 2 men, unless he loses it right at the end. But everybody lost their general, essentially. Yeah, that unit disappeared, so he must have died. It just didn't say anything. Unless it was Jackie's from the beginning and Apollo's didn't die. I don't think so, though. Either way, it's safe to say that everybody lost their general. Now it's just come down to this one Harbor Master unit. We ended up surviving with over 2,000 men remaining. That is ridiculous. You can see now these last few Hedge Knights just charging in, not really killing anybody because they're so spread out, but anybody they do hit, of course, dies, which actually was about 20 men. So that's quite nice. And yeah, they are wavering. They're the last unit remaining. They're just getting absolutely chopped down, and you can see the battle is over. So we'll take a look at the stats real quick before we go. What an amazing battle. It was really fun to play with Warrior of Sparta and Jackie Fish, and Apollo, of course, but me and Apollo were playing battles for a good, like, 2 hours, and then he mentioned that Warrior wanted to do something, so I was like, hey, why don't we get, like, a 2v2 or something? And he wanted to play Kings of Winter, so why not? You can see my cavalry getting 245 kills. The Crannogmen doing okay. Swordsmen doing okay. Then these special units, 300, 350, 435. Ridiculous. All the other units doing decently well. 331 on these Mounted Bannermen. 276 on the Hedge Knights. 536 on these other Hedge Knights. 102 on the Catapult. And you can see the Marines did really good on for Apollo. Lots of their units getting hundreds and hundreds of kills. Very good indeed. So if we go to Warrior's Army now, 151 on his cavalry. Karstarks were a bit not really used that battle, so they didn't get super that many kills. His Warhammers, of course, getting many kills. You can see his archers were a lot better than mine. They did a lot better. His longbow's getting a good amount of kills as well. His cavalry didn't really do much, though, interestingly enough. And of course, Jackie Fish, kind of the same result. It seems like Apollo's infantry did a little bit better. But, yeah. You can see that Jackie did bring more men, interestingly enough. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below, as always. And if you're enjoying this this new series of multiplayer battles, be sure to make sure you're subscribed, rather, because they're going to be coming out every day or so. Thank you to Haxo and Nicholas for being excellent patrons on Patreon, pledging $5 or more per month. You guys are the greatest. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.